United deserved to win, didn't they?
Yeah, easily the better of the two teams. Listen, if you're City, you point to the possession and feel that you dictated the pace of the game and blah, 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 blah. In all honesty, David De Gea had one save to make all game long. I thought United looked very good defensively. And once they got the goal in, the 29th minute, you understand that United happy to concede possession, not give them a whole lot of chances. At no point watching this game during the course of 90 minutes, I felt that City are going to score any minute. Wow. They have more than enough weapons to score at the drop of a hat, I know. But at no point I felt they were so dominant over United that it was just a matter of time.
You look at Manchester United today, and we have been talking about how they're trending in the right direction, that they seem to be moving in a position or towards a position which you can say, you know what, they're taking steps forward. Well, today was a big step forward. It was indeed a sign of United being together, a team that enjoys playing with each other, a team that shows a personality, a team that wins 50-50 challenges, that is competing, that is getting to most second balls. And most of all, and I think the clear picture for me was a guy like Anthony Martial, who we have criticized at times and pointed out of the fact that there seems to be no emotion about Anthony Martial. It's almost as if he doesn't care. McTominay scores the second goal, the camera pans to the bench, and Martial is having a celebration with Bruno Fernandes that you wouldn't expect. Mm-hmm. A reaction of a guy who is so very excited about a team winning. If that's coming from Anthony Martial, imagine what's coming on from everybody else on that team. That tells me that they're excited to play with each other. They're excited to play for the coach, that they're buying into whatever Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is putting out on the field. And when you have that belief, and when you have that sense of purpose, and now you have players in a guy like Bruno Fernandes, so you think, you know what, he can resolve problems for us out on the field, the confidence builds. And now you get that sense of that positive energy, that positive vibe about Manchester United that you did not have for most of the season. I have to tell you, what they have done over the last month or so has been impressive.
The thing is, though, you've seen this from United before, this season, against the big boys, where United have been at their best. But then when you want them to build on those results, they've left you a little bit disappointed. But now all of a sudden we're having this discussion about this game and this result in a 10-game unbeaten streak for Manchester United. And it just feels different. It feels different to some of those false dawns maybe United fans have had to endure during the course of this season.
As I mentioned, Frank Leboeuf with us as well. Frank, how impressed were you with United today?
Well, very much. And it reminds me of the game that they played against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge not so long ago, where they have very much a spirit of fighting until death, like it seems to be. When I saw the first 20 minutes, I said, well, it's going to be the game that we are expecting, you know, the position of the ball for Manchester City. City is going to score goals and Manchester United won't be able to fight with them. And suddenly, after like 20 minutes, Manchester United started to get on with the game and showed courage toward the game and facing Manchester City in the right way. And when they scored, like the guy said, I didn't feel that City was able to do something. And when I watch City, I wonder sometimes why I'm bored, why I don't have enjoyment. And I maybe found something today that, for me, the players looks like robots. As much as I love and I appreciate, let's say, Pep Guardiola and the way that he wants the football to evolve, for me, the players are like programmed and not ready to improvise anything. So it's why maybe we don't expect, well, we don't see so much. We see the possession, we don't see the reaction. And when the problem goes to the chain, nothing happened at the end of the day because they don't know what to do. It just looked like today, facing players who were ready to fight until death again, they couldn't cope with them. And that's a strength for Manchester United, and they have to keep on going with that. But I think Manchester City has to work on the spirit of football, intuition, improvisation, and reaction. And it's not what I see with the City players.
Social media will tell you that we hate Manchester United. So on that course, Shaka, isn't this the case just of a team wanting it more today? City, who won the title, obviously, the last two seasons, going to this game, knowing that it doesn't really matter. Yes, bragging rights are at stake. Concentration isn't as high as maybe it should have been. And that's epitomised by the goalkeeper making those 2 mistakes. The first one, not just the goalkeeper, the fact that everyone falls asleep. They're not quite as sharp as they need to be because they know they're not going to win the title.
Well, I mean, that's an easy out for Manchester United, and for Manchester City, and understandably so. They're going to finish second. I think there's more than enough room between them and the chasing pack, regardless of what Leicester does from here on in. If City had the Champions League this week, I would have offered them the excuse that they had one eye on that game because that's the bigger of the competitions for them right now. But they don't, and especially given what happened between these two. Well, one in the reverse fixture in the league, and then the second leg in the League Cup where United got the better of them. I wanted a response. And for fans, this is a big game. Regardless of where you are in the table, regardless of what your own priorities may be, this is a big game for the City fans, and I expected more of a response. Okay, Edison had a bad day. It happens. But at the same time, again, for all the money that City have spent, I expected more from those players. And just to, again, as much as you may be missing De Bruyne, and that maybe would have made a difference, I expected so much more from a very talented City.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.